on various ways. Well, this fruit is a combination of different fruits, flavors, and smells. If you don't try it before, I think it's a good opportunity today.
Awesome, man.
And it's vegan friendly also.
And it is vegan friendly. We also have naturally lots of piñatas. Here in Mexico, we always have our markets very, let's say, crowded, fortunately, clean, so you can find lots of very fresh produce, as we're going to see.
Fraction time.
Actually going to do some tasting, some real life tasting.
Smell it. Smell it first.
See, I've eaten it before. It's really good. Gracias. Thank you.
How is it like?
It's really good. I've made it in like tacos before, but like dry, so I've never had it like juicy. So it's really good.
That's very original. I've never had that in tacos. Yeah, Mexicans react like in tacos.
Like tacos de pollo.
Ah, really?
Chicken rallado.
Uh-huh.
Make it like that.
Wow, the more you know, right? The more you know. So, Mexico City is close to lakes. We didn't have chickens and other sources of protein. So what we had as protein was lots of times bugs, like these ones. Now we prefer grasshoppers, but there are all kinds of, for example here we can see scorpions, and they have a lot of protein actually. So this is not something that naturally we eat every day. There are even some Mexicans who have never had bugs for eating, but if you have seen Hakuna Matata and The Lion King, you know that they're actually good sources of protein. And Dan introduced me to this really delicious coffee place. Their espresso is actually well calibrated.
And World Award winning.
And it has won awards, and it's been chosen by lots of travelers. So if you're around, visit Triana. So here is where you can even try, if you want, some crocodile meat. It must be intense. So you can have lots of dishes here, for example, quesadillas. And all the way here, oh my god, we can even have spiders. Check this out. Have you ever, oh yeah, they're like tarantulas actually, yeah. So have you ever tasted then something like this?
Yes, of course.
Yes?
Mexican, I must do.
And what do you think about tarantulas? How do they taste like?
Like a fried tarantula.
Okay,
It's
so it's like meats or something like that?
The bugs have very similar flavor, some differences, but almost taste special. You must try it.
Yeah, it's very
hard.
unique.
It's hard to explain.
can
You need to try it.
So you know, guys, now you have to try some new kinds of protein. Yeah. So Dan and I enjoy mezcal. Would you say, Dan, that it is usual to find mezcal like this?
Well, this technique of put some bug inside the bottle is called avocado, not avocado like aguacate.
No.
Avocado is a technique to give to the mezcal a different flavor, a different smell. The mezcal purists think is wrong.
Yeah.
But it's very folkloric and
it is very visual, right?
Yes,
It is
yes, very visual. And in this case, Alacran is most afraid of the people, the poison and everything. But it not change so much the flavor of the mezcal.
Yeah, it's true. So it's more of a spectacle.
Yes, like a show.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And to say, I'm very brave man,
Yeah, exactly.
I drink with scorpion inside.
I have the impression that maybe in the north it is a bit more common potential
Yes.
to see avocados
Usually,
like this.
usually in Durango
Exactly.
and the north of the country,
Yeah,
yes.
so not as common here in Mexico City, for
Well,
example, but you will find it on occasion.
Yes, but in Sonora have different. They also make mezcal, but they have bacanora.
Yeah.
And more in the north, in Chihuahua, they have sotol.
True.
So different.
Yeah, yeah.
We
We're
are,
experimenting all over.
We are a little drunk people.
We enjoy our drinks, absolutely. So,
Mucho de lo que venden son tacos.
yeah, I agree. So, Dan was actually telling me how this place sums up the, let's say, Mexican outlook for cuisine. So, in the same market, we will find Spanish cheese and also Spanish wine, and that's been the way all over Mesoamerica, and eventually, naturally, when the Spanish came. So we have never been purists in contrast with other people. Let's think, for example, about kosher. There has never been something like that, fortunately, with Mexico. So in our case, in the very same place where you can find escamoles and very traditional Mesoamerican dishes, you will also find food from all over. In this case, for example, Concha y Toro is a great brand from Spain, and Rioja, this is specifically one origin. Thank you. I really enjoy, for example, wines from the Rioja region in Spain. As you know, I enjoy my flavors to be spicy. So we're constantly combining different origins here in Mexico. So you wanted some horror in our horror game? Check this out, oh my god! How scary! Lots of protein. Lots of delicious protein. Hakuna Matata. Here you go. Jesus. So, the Mexica did not eat this, but our cuisine keeps evolving. For example, alacranes, where my family comes from, these are very dangerous. All over the world they are dangerous, but naturally Mexicans found ways to make them delicious. Yeah, that's us. So the Mexica did not have, like I mentioned, chickens. So when we had protein, we would hunt, for example, like it says here, for deer. And also a very important one was the armadillo. So the armadillo was used for lots of things, for example, for clothing. But at the same time, it is dangerous, the armadillo, because you can get sick out of it. People would get leprosy out of armadillo. So you have to be careful when you eat armadillo. Fortunately, now people know how to prepare it so that you don't get leper. The Mexica believed that it was a disease from the gods. Like, for example, in Rome, that people thought that when they get Caesars, it was because the gods were speaking to them. The same thing happened with armadillo. If you got sick when you ate armadillo, people thought that it was a godly disease, a message from the gods. Impressive. So the Mexica actually had some of their clothing items like this, making use of the animal skin, like we can see here, that bag. Eventually you'll get to see that in our game too. So we love our sauces, our salsas, and we're constantly experimenting with different chiles, because every chile... Gracias. Muy amable. Qué rico, gracias. We have different chiles, and each chile with different kind of cooking has a different flavor and name. And naturally we combine them. Oh, wow.
Imported beer.
And we also have imported beer, of course. I am getting thirsty now. I want some beer or some mezcal. So this is what I was telling you guys. So we have lots of different kinds of chiles, and according to if they are dry, if they have been cooked, each of them has a different name and flavor. So you can have lots of fortunate combinations that have been occurring since Mexica times. And we can also see here some kind of mole.
And the chiles have two different names when it's dried or when it's in the tree.
Yeah, exactly. So you will have...
This, for example, is chipotle. This is chipotle chile. But when it's fresh, it's jalapeno.
Exactly, yeah. And it actually tastes different, right?
Different,
according
yes.
to
when it's raw than when it's sun-dried.
Yeah, and as you know, as Mexicans always say, none of them actually are spicy for us. No pica.
No one. Everything is like fruit. Sweet, sweet, very sweet.
No pica.
If you someday came to this market or other markets, you are free to take it and bite it and try it. It's like fruit. It's a myth that chili is spicy. Is not true.
Yeah, and that's how you actually design your salsa at home. Sometimes you're looking for a very particular kind of flavor, and in these kinds of places is where you can actually try it and get what you need. Buenísimo. She is going to have her very first quesadilla with huitlacoche. It's a very delicious Mexican treat because it is a byproduct of maize. What do you think?
It's slimy, like nopales, but it tastes good. It tastes like flor de calabaza.
Yeah, very similar. And totally vegan. Yeah, very healthy. Yeah. So this is a byproduct of maize, and for a long time, sadly, while the Mexica did eat it, the Spanish didn't, because it is a parasite of maize. So they discarded it. But fortunately, now we eat it again, and it is very, very healthy. So you will find lots of people who appreciate it because it is scarce. You cannot fully plan the production of huitlacoche, so when it actually grows, it is a delicacy.